in favor of my Amendment 21 to H.R. 8771, which blocks funds for the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO. The FAO exists within the UN system as a specialized agency, as it has 194 member states and has a mission to improve food quality and combat hunger in over 130 countries. This sounds like a good cause, so why my amendment? Simply, FAO is the current target of the Chinese Communist Party influence strategy within the multilateral system, facilitated by FAO Director General Qu Dongyu, a Chinese citizen and former Vice Minister of Agricultural and Rural Affairs of the CCP. It is no secret that the CCP is waging a multilateral influence operation with the intent to undermine the U.S. as a world power while reorienting the global system in its favor. Seeking to advance this cause by gaining legitimacy inside the UN, the CCP is targeting elections for leadership positions within these specialized agencies, then seeking to shift its policies in the CCP's favor. Over the course of the last 12 years, China has run the World Health Organization, UN Industrial Development Organization, International Civil and Aviation Organization, International Telecommunications Union, and now the FAO. In 2020, China nearly succeeded in its bid to lead the World Intellectual Property Organization, and all of these organizations coordinate in major sectors crucial for development of modern life, and yet I am concerned that the State Department is not taking these threats seriously and only engages with countering Chinese ascensions to these leadership positions when elections get down to the wire or if there is media scrutiny. It is time to step up and counter CCP influence. This starts by engaging with agencies to prevent CCP control. The U.S. contributes 22% of the FAO's regular budget compared to Chinese 12%. If we are going to foot the bill at international organizations, we should not do so at the expense of promoting the CCP. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment, and with that I reserve. For my colleagues who may share my concern about CCP influence, but are concerned about not supporting the FAO mission, I would also note that Director Dongyu's tenure has been marked with criticism, including from UN officials, for mismanaging the agency and failing to properly respond to global food shortages. A December 22 Politico article interviewing more than a dozen UN officials and diplomats highlighted these concerns. These officials criticized the top-down authoritarian management of the FAO, saying, quote, "It's not him, it's China," end quote, and quote, "I'm not convinced he would make a single decision without first checking in with the capital," end quote, referring to China. It is a matter of fact that the invasion of Ukraine, a major food exporter, further contributed to food shortages, especially for Ukraine's trading partners. UN officials criticized the FAOs for refusing to realize this reality, even though it falls directly within its jurisdiction. The concern got so bad that the U.S. and EU officials had to force an emergency meeting of the FAO Council. Under his watch, the priorities of the collective FAO have been sidelined for the Director General's priorities, which the West has warned are similar to China's Global Development Initiative. I would also note that according to the base text of this bill, there is precedent for such a policy, as Section 7048 restricts funds for a specialized agency chaired or presided over by a country which supports international terrorism. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment, and with that I yield back.